shoot. Are you hitting him up? Where's he going?
Joey, try to do the booty dance here.
Yeah, because I need to hit him up. Vampire.
Joey, you gonna do a dance?
You're popular in there.
I know what you need to do. Go make ugly faces. Nick, can you show me your ugliest face?
Thank you.
For what? It's out there used.
Watching like
I hear another piece.
We can't make the theme song.
And online voting of the best ofs for 2000 and a little bit of 99. And we now have the winners. And my guest,
Super surprise guest.
super surprise guest announcer is Scott Tatum.
I'm here, guys!
We're going to try to work it out to where he like came in at the last minute.
Half the people here knew he was here anyway, so.
I know, it is. So, you can start.
All right. We don't do the categories and rules.
Oh, do you guys want to hear who was nominated, or do you just want to go straight to it?
Who's the winner in organization skills?
Just give the winner.
Give the people their due. Everybody is nominated.
Everybody
Okay.
who's nominated?
It'd be a quick person.
No, they're not in order.
Oh,
They're not in order.
that'll
over
be
here.
interesting.
Just finding scratch.
Okay, for best action by a PC that made you go wow or hey cool, we have Smackdown between Chris Ackroft's Knight and Scott Hyde's Fighter in Undead Unlimited. We have Fight with Ritter and the Demon in Search of a Hero. And we have the sword exchange between Sibilant and Donovan in Goddess's Twilight. And there's a tie. We have Chris Ackroft and Scott Hyde for their Smackdown and Undead Unlimited, and Chris Hay for his Fight the Death Call and with the Demon in Search for a Hero, which I guess is the right answer.
Yep.
So we want awards for these people. Here. Hi. So we are accepting them on their behalf gratefully.
The best quote in the game, there were two, I think there was another write-in, a couple write-ins. We didn't get all the write-ins.
Hey now, don't touch that.
That's one of the quotes.
Oh, okay.
Watch out, people. It's still bouncing around the room.
Quiet. Okay, no way, I'm not going in there. Alexander, the cleric, after looking at the graveyard in Undead Unlimited, wasn't there, but it was funny. And the Take It Easy There Jumbo, Scott Hyde's dwarf confronting Rob as the bandit in Undead Unlimited.
That was funny.
That was really funny. And that won. So Take It Easy There Jumbo, and again, Scott Hyde's not here to accept. Was there
Okay. For Dysfunctional or Disorganized Team, we have James and Shannon in the tower. Such interesting lines as and Chris Hayes' team for Undead Unlimited, all undead teams. And the award, the much coveted award, goes to James Hooper and Shannon Barlow.
Everybody's here!
Said we weren't dysfunctional.
If you'd like to, you can give this to James and shove it down his throat.
All right.
Okay, the best fight in a game The nominees were Ritter versus the Demon, In Search of a Hero, Donovan and Sibilant versus Cacophony, in Goddess's Twilight, Chris Actor Hoff versus the Bold Marauder, Undead Unlimited, and the Drow Fight in Bloodlines. The winner is Ritter versus Demon. Yay! Still not here.
Demon got it.
The demon did one.
For Best NPC Monster, we have the Elves from Hark the Art of Angels Sing, the Fire Mage and Minions in Arabesque, the Ant from The Tower, and Travolta from Bloodlines. And the winner goes to the Ant in The Tower, played by Stephen Hobbs, Dennis Waltman, and Lynette Ela for their interpretations of the various ant personas. Stephen Hobbs and Dennis Waltman will have to accept theirs.
Stephen's not here for his award. Too bad. Okay. This is Best Monster, Best NPC Humor. The nominees were Rob Sanders as Goblin, Under the Thrall Spell, and Down and Around. Heard some kind of cute humor. I don't know. Scott as the Sprite in Colony. There's a tie. They both get the award. Yay! There's yours. And there's yours.
Well, I would like to say thank you by saying row your boat if this one. Okay, next we have Best Mental Challenge in a Game. Best Mental Challenge is, we have 4 contestants. The Trap Floor That Wasn't in Bloodlines. Very simple. We have Standing Stones in Goddess's Twilight. We have Figuring Out Joshua's Motives in God Save the King. And Math Puzzle on the Door in Down and Around. The winner goes to David Bachman for the Math Puzzle.
But we need to do one of those handshake as your hands.
Oh yeah.
Photo op, photo op.
The next one is the Best Physical Challenge in the Game. Nominees were The Inferno Tunnel and In Search of a Hero. Zach Race in Appearances. That was ugly. The Molten Lava in Undead Unlimited. And the Water Run in Bloodlines. And it's a 3-way tie. It's the Inferno, Zach Race, and the Water Run. Yay! Shannon, Misty, and Steve. Or wait, do I get to see it? Okay.
Give it to Shannon, she wrote it.
Okay. I put Tish on there, but I
And then he goes, and that was the no from last night.
For Best Character Concept, we have Samuth. Samuth in your
Oh.
Stevie Aspire Elemental Mage. Oh, it's okay. We have Tree from Joe Martin's Barbarian. We have Leah by Dorothy Biernesser, and The Avatars by Assorted People. The winner goes to Dorothy Biernesser for Leah. She'd like to accept this, but she's busy like taking a sword on behalf of her lore master at the moment and couldn't be with us.
And which one do we do? The best PC versus PC fight you would like to see. No holds barred. This one was great. There were a lot of great write-ins for this one. I'll try to remember them all. But we had a Chris versus Geisacorus, Donovan versus Sir Jen, the Hob versus Glorindel, Malachi versus Thoris. Where's some of the writings? I like Artemis versus Apollo. That was good. There, Chris versus somebody else.
Chris who?
Chris.
Hey, Chris.
And we already have a Chris versus Geisacorus. There's a Chris versus somebody else. Anybody else remember? Anybody else here write it to you? Okay, anyway. The winner of that is the Hob versus Glorindel. Okay, now I only have one certificate, so you guys are going to have to fight over it.
Steal it back and forth.
Here's a better thing. It's a classy sleep because there's contact red death on the inside.
Oh, think of an
It's just in the plastic sleeve. Best PC humor. For best PC humor, we have Helgren playing with the animal mind cat in the tower, and Hecate casting ice spells and Colin reacting to them in Down and Around. And the winner goes to... Well, come on up, Helgren for animal mind cat in the tower.
Okay, the most intimidating, scary PC was Chris Achterhoff's Drow Cleric, 2 core, don't know his last name. Karen Gerthian, Jason, played by Jason Wade. Samuth, played by Steve Ela. And Oncott, played by Rob Sanders. The winner is Chris Achterhoff's Drow Cleric, 2 core.
Let's see. Best teamwork.
It's not.
Best instance of teamwork. We have 4 categories. We have 4 nominees. The Binding of Cacophony and Goddess's Twilight. Chris Achterhoff's team and Undead Unlimited taking the castle. The Water Run and Bloodlines. And the Sack Race and Appearances. And the winner goes to The Binding of Cacophony and Goddess's Twilight. Arthur, Peter Miller, John Lundy, and Bill Bradford. Oh, and Lynette Ela.
It's all of them.
It's
If you played in Goddess's Twilight, go on up.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Wait, get up, go up there. Come on.
I really didn't do all that much, you know. I just got drug in.
Somebody's going to make one of you later, okay? That's the cutest.
My part wasn't exactly voluntary.
Scott, the special thing you did for Sibilant during that, you have that on tape, right?
That's that answer.
I don't think so.
Oh, really?
I don't think it's one of the tapes I have here.
Okay.
I was trying to look.
We want to get a copy of that at some point, though.
Okay. The most detailed and engrossing storyline. The nominees were Goddess's Twilight, In Search of a Hero, and Bloodlines. The winner is Goddess's Twilight, produced by
For somebody who came in late to the writing game. Looks like my was showing you.
You guys can do like a little. Okay, now we're getting to the major awards. These awards are just bigger.
They're printed on better paper.
What's more important than the dysfunctional team?
And we actually had a crew of about 5 or 6 people writing in what they thought were the bigger awards, I guess the ones that were made more of an impact. And we came up with these ones as the categories. The Atlanta player you least want to see as a fighting NPC. The nominees were Stephen Hobbs, Chris Achterhoff, Bill Bradford, and Gary Nisler. The winner is Chris Achterhoff. Everybody here.
And for Best PC Costume, we have Thoris by Steve Biernesser, Artemis by Lynette Ela, Ritter by Chris Hay, and a Chris by Laura MacArthur. And the award goes to Ritter by Chris Hay.
What do people come to these things?
He was weighed down by his armor and couldn't get it.
All right, the best NPC villain, the one that usually gets away. Is that right?
Yeah.
The nominees were The Bold Marauder, Malefica from Goddess's Twilight, Simon Locke from God Save the King, and Cacophony from Goddess's Twilight. The winner is Shannon Barfield for her interpretation of Malefica. B-I-T-C-H. You should never have to take over the world right now. I think that's my guy.
Okay, Best NPC Roleplay. We have Malefica by Shannon and Goddess's Twilight.
Wait, which one are you doing?
Best NPC role play?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Caitlin in Appearances. Bold Marauder by Steve Burnessor and Undead Unlimited. And The Genies by Scott Lynette and Arabesque. And the winner goes to Steve Burnessor for his portrayal of Bold Marauder in Undead Unlimited. He's busy making new recruits for Hades.
Alright. Okay, the best act of courage or rashness in a game. The nominees were Donovan jumping down the well after the rain, Goddess of Twilight. The Death Call with the Demon, that's Ritter versus the Demon in Search of a Hero. Callie entering the Briars in Undead Unlimited. I don't know about that one. That was fun. Equity's Fireball in Down and Around. The winner is Death Call with the Demon, Ritter versus the Demon.
Next up, we have Best Special Effect game. And our nominees are, the awards go to the producer. For first nominee is the entire set of Arabesque by Betsy Disselhorst, the Inferno Tunnel by In Search of a Hero, decorations of Arc the Arrow Angels Sing, and course layout for the Bloodlines. And the winner goes to the entire set of Arabesque by Betsy Disselhorst. Betsy actually has an acceptance speech she wrote in for. We think it's pretty good, so we wanted to get this out to people. Dearest folks and fellow gamers, Lynette,
45 seconds, you know.
I'm sorry?
We cut you off. Okay, 45 seconds.
Pretty fast.
Now, gang, you gotta listen.
Doing your best Betsy impersonation.
I don't know why you think I go on. Oh. Lynette let me know that of all the awards a few days ago, in order that I could write an acceptance speech. I appreciate that, along with her suggestion that, if adequate time had been available, I could have sent you a video a la the Oscars. However, I'll have to settle for this means of thank you, which carries no less of my earnest gratitude. Arabesque is both the setup and execution. In both the setup and execution was a game I had long been planning. That finally ran was the result of many minds and hands at work, and I'd like to acknowledge them now. First, my sanctioning team. You were wonderful in your suggestions and your rapidity. The fast turnaround you gave me were what made the game work on such short notice. I was afraid that everyone was just plain whooshed out after Rivertown, but you showed me wrong. Lynette, Dorotha, Steve Burnessor, and David, thank you very much. Second, to Stephen and Laura. You graciously turned over your basement to me, not having a clue what I was about to do to it, and even helped me supply ladders, staple guns, food platters, rugs, and extension cords. You must have wondered what was happening, but being the stout-hearted gamesters you are, you just went along with my demands, and let's face it, I can be not too tactful and very demanding. Thanks. Third, the amazing setup team. Here I was, showing up later than I had stated, gee, what a surprise, armed with tents, strings of Christmas lights, mounds of pillows and rugs, so much baklava made my stomach hurt to think about it, and enough material to start my own fabric store. Do you have any idea how much materials 80 yards actually is? Did they ask endless questions? No. I explained what I had in mind, and that's about it. Dennis and David started stringing lights and stapling fabric under the lights on the ceiling beams. Dorothy figured out rugs, small table placement, and helped getting the inner sanctum tent ready. And she had all the goodies on serving platters, much of which she brought with them from the DC area. Steve uncomplainingly lugged in the futon and load after load of giant pillows, then got sound equipment set up, while Steve and Tom helped, Steve Jr. and Tom helped everywhere they could, running and fetching. Scott and Lynette helped sort costumes and got everyone kited out in their new, and let's face it, a tad exotic Arabian finery. They did such a great job that all I had to do was supervise. I don't think we even started too much past advertised game time with everything set up and ready for you during game. from seconds on the food platters to NPC costumes, changes all laid out and ready, to the jewels spilling out of the treasure coffers, right down to the water in the finger bowls. It was all done ahead of time. Thanks to you all. Fourth.
Running out of tape here.
Get oxygen here. Fourth, the game NPC and staff. Wow. You guys made the game work. From the bandits to the firebird, from the big bad dude to the servants, the mysterious stranger, you were all awesome. Dave and Dennis seemed to be everywhere, always on time and always doing what was supposed to be done. Special kudos to Lynette and Scott as the genies. I never realized how much fun it could be to watch both Haji and Trehan go nuts in the same evening. And I'd be remiss without thanking the whole Beer Nestor clan here. Not only did Mom and Dad do yeoman duty as musicians, servants, and various other NPCs, but the younger two were great as well. It seemed that the minute everyone finished eating a sweetmeat, either Steve, Two, or Tom would appear at their elbow with a finger bowl and towel for their fingers. The enthusiasm and fun they brought to the roles early on and later added to the game immeasurably. I guess that explains how much value the entire NPC crew gave to the game, and I want to thank them all back for this. I want them all back for the sequel. Finally, I want to thank the players. You all entered into the spirit of the evening with enthusiasm and excitement, not to mention suitable frustration at deserving points during the evening. I'm not going into specific details here and have tried to refrain from doing so too much above for a reason, which I will explain in my closing remarks.
Skip to the end.
Can we call this in?
For now, let me just say that you were the sole reason for the game and you made it all worthwhile. Thank you.
Okay, that
Finally, I miss you all a lot. Even though I thoroughly enjoyed myself out here, I do plan to stay here even after my mission is over, and that looks likely to be extended through the Olympic run in February of 2002. That I thank you all for these awards is a foregone conclusion. The reality of the thanks is that the sequel to Arabesque, Arabian Days, a rather lengthy line game. It is proceeding nicely. I hope to have it ready for sanction sometime this summer with a projected run next year. Yes, I plan to be there to produce it, but if I can't make it, David did offer to do some for me. In a weak moment, I do hope he hasn't forgotten. So, don't talk too much about Airbus since we may run it the night that she just did. Even since we may run it the night before anyone who didn't get a chance to watch them around. Take care of my tents and all those costumes, gang. They'll be needed again. I want a special note for Stephen and Misha. Never despair. Your genies haven't deserted you forever. Love and thanks, y'all. Betsy. Now where do I get my gold statuette? As for the tower's ants, never did I think such a hideous prop could be so much fun. I still laugh in memory. And for Scott and Let's Genies. Okay. That was it, anyways. Thanks to you all. Thanks to all.
Moving along.
Quick pace of the party. Got yours.
Okay.
What was that for again? That award?
Best special effect for Arabesque, the entire setup.
Okay. All right, the next nomination was Best Encounter. Okay. The nominees were
Short form film.
Best Award to go to the writer was Binding a Cacophony, Goddess's Twilight, Scott Tatum. Thorn Grove, Undead Unlimited, Beer Nesters right there? Yeah. Water Run, Bloodlines, Steve Ela. And Freeing the Mage in the Tower, that was Betsy. The winner is Binding a Cacophony for Goddess's Twilight. Hey, someone
I won't be as long as Betsy did, but I would like to thank my sanctioning team for getting me continual stuff back for the entire Goddess's Twilight series. But Rob and Shannon and Steve, thank you all so much for all your stuff. David helped out in the first game, and I had so much help from a lot of people getting all that put together. They really turned what I wanted to do into what actually happened, and couldn't have done it without everyone's help. And I'll say to Joey, I got mine done first. Now you're for your part 3. But thank you very much. All right, for best PC roleplay, we have Eclipse by Steve Ela, Leah by Dorotha, Artemis by Lynette, and Hecate by Joey. The winner goes to Artemis by Lynette Ela.
Just a big surprise.
I can thank a few people.
Sign.
Okay.
First, my mom.
Thanks, Dad, for all your support. Thanks, Zeus. And thanks, Apollo, my brother, with whom I wouldn't be here today. Alright, that's good stuff. Alright. The next category is Best Producer. The nominees were Tish Murray, these are in general, Scott Tatum, Rob Sanders, and Steve Ela. And the winner is Steve Ela.
Yay!
Speech.
For most valuable teammate. Oh, there we go. 4 nominees came up. We have Ritter by Chris Hay, Thoris by Steve Biernesser, Surgeon by Jason Wade, and Glorindel by Bill Bradford. And the winner goes to, say it so, Thoris by Steve Biernesser.
The next category is Best GM. These are again general. Bill Bradford, Stephen Hobbs, Scott Tatum, and Dorothy Biernesser. The winner is Scott Tatum.
I like to take the teams, and for people who let me play around the character history, that's always fun. And for the producers that let you do the same thing on the opposite side. For Best Minor Game, we have, there we go, Arabesque, game producer, game writing by Betsy Disselhorse, Arthur Angel Singh, game producer, game writer by Lynette Ela, The Tower, GPGW Betsy Disselhorse, and Bloodlines, GPGW Steve Ela. The winner goes to Arabesque with Betsy Disselhorse. Would you like to reread the speech?
You're kidding, right? I'm just checking.
Well, that was for the other award.
Sorry, I didn't turn it over. Here. Thanks, y'all.
Okay, now the Best Major Game, which is a game over 4 hours. The nominees were Goddess's Twilight, Scott Tatum, Undead Unlimited, game producer Rob Sanders, game writer Steve Biernesser, In Search of a Hero, game producer Tish Murray, game writer Shannon Barfield, Down and Around, game writer and producer David Bachman. The winner is Goddess's Twilight, Scott Tatum.
Glad I came. Thanks to the players, thanks to the producers, thanks to the, not producers, the sanctioning committee again for all their wonderful work. Most valuable member. This is someone who's most helpful to the chapter and its membership. We have Tish Murray, Lynette Ela, Shannon Barfield, and David Bachman. And of all these highly deserving people, we have a tie between Tish Murray and Lynette Ela.
Go ahead. What? Well, I do want to say thanks, y'all. That really is fun doing all this, believe it or not. For all my threats and ultimatums, I do have a lot of fun. So thank you, and we'll keep doing it.
And I'd like to give a final round of applause to the people who produced this. I know that our entire awards event, I know Tish and Annette and there's a whole bunch of people.
And mine.
Everybody brought food. Everybody showed up. Everybody, thank you very much.
And just one final note, if you notice for the major awards in the back, you have a gift certificate. That is your award. If they're different, if you guys look and see that you don't want,
If you want one, you can trade out anybody of these people who didn't show up. Especially you can trade up value, that's even better.
Right. Now I'm going to turn it over to Tish, I guess, who will get us started for the mystery dinner.
Eek. Look at my notes.
Eat.
Oh, did we have the ones for Steve? For Pops? And you've got half of it.
Yeah.
One of the ones you missed was the best PC versus PC fight you'd like to see, no holds barred, and the winner was Bob and Glorindale. But there's one certificate you got to fight over.
I always got sick of the teacher saying, stop, stop.
Boy, what a camera hog.
He is a camera hog. You're worse than me.
Yep, you're the one who invited everybody to dinner.
I mean, like hosting like far as games. Or is that you? Joey?
Any host duties I'll take care of if needed.
That's on this page.
Do we have one big player?
We've got the big one over there, too.
We can, I'll put a pad.
As a merchant, you subscribe to all
There's no more.
Oh, servant boy!
Yeah, where's the strength of us?
Yeah, she's not here.
That's
It's not a deal, we need to be here.
Yeah. Thank you. I just have a little vest.
Wicked backlight.
I bet. I kind of like to think it's a neat lot of my day.
When we questioned Nora this morning, all she could say was, Hurricane Glad, not much better, before she turned into a bat and flew out the window. Well, we narrowed it down to the interview. All ladies who were at the hospital during the hurricane last year. One was there suffering from hypothermia, or low body temperature. Jackie was having her stomach pumped. And he then brought Harry to the hospital after his awful accident. He was waiting for him while he was having surgery to repair his accident. Wayne was suffering from an allergic reaction he had while on his flight into Jugular Springs. Killian was performing in the pediatric ward. Robin was operating on the patient. And Frida was bringing in survivors from the Six Flags amusement park. Well, here are the facts. Last night was the worst storm since Hurricane Glad. Just after the storm started, someone attacked Nora and drained her of enough blood to turn her into a vampire. It takes 3 attacks to turn someone into a vampire. This must have been the third such attack. At the scene, we found tiny, almost microscopic slivers of broken glass. A stain rotting on the kitchen floor. A matchbox, an overturned potted plant, deep splash marks on the outside of the back door, a can of green spray paint in the backyard, a set of extremely long trumpet tables in the front yard, and several sets of muddy footprints leading into the woods. We'll leave you alone to find the vampire among you. And if you don't, well, maybe we'll just let the count for you.
That will lead you to ferret out the villainous damsel killer.
Villainous? Is that what you said?
Upon arriving at the theater this evening, I found blood spilled upon the empty stage, and a broadsword wiped clean of blood and smelling of lamp oil. Center stage is an open trap door. Upon peering down into the trap door, I saw the breastplate and backplate of a suit of armor below the stage. I followed a path of blood from the stage to the backstage area, where Lady Cathetter's body had been dragged. And there, I found her, my love, lying flat on her back with a sandbag upon her face. From the sandbag trails a long piece of rope, the end frayed. Her body bears multiple stab wounds consistent with the broadsword, but that is not the worst. There is also cruel damage to her side, as if she had been gnawed upon by some large animal. Near her body is a dagger coated with blood, yet smelling of a fast-acting poison. There is also, and the final set of footprints leading toward the residence of Costello the Abbot. There was also talk of a man with the head of an ass leaving the vicinity, but who knows if such a fanciful beast exists. And now, as my love's body grows cold, I take in mine own hands the broadsword and hasten my own tragic end. For I cannot bear to live without her. I turn the sword upon my breast and run myself through.
He did it! He did it!
Oh, pain of blade doth split my spleen, and mingleth my blood with hers upon the ground.
It's Van Carter.
Thus, broadsword hath slain both broad and barbed. But I shall go death the while at arm's end, and with my dying words, I shall order all doors sealed from without until the murderer is found. Let the mountains mourn, and the heavens rain icy tears, for the lovely Lady Catherine has been torn from her mortal body. And the sucker who did it is
Sucker, yes. And the sucker who did it's gonna pay.
You're done, right?
Gotcha. Just turn around right into the camera. Shannon's one of those elusive people when it comes to cameras.
Not me!
Nope, not at all.
See, look, I'm gonna draw my dress. Can you explain that?
My best friend's like that.
No.
Camera's running. He just